Okay, this time we're not gonna tip. We're not. Bro, get out of the way of the warthog. Get out of the way.
No survivors then.
You know, Avatar. Blue people, not the last airbender. The blue people won Avatar. Jake Sully was a Marine. And the whole concept of the end, you know, he gives this whole speech where he's like, okay, they have us outmatched technologically. They have guns. They have these like mecha units. They have like their banshees, which I don't know if they're actually called banshees, but because they're like identical to the banshees from StarCraft 2, I've just been calling them the banshees. They have all these things. But I know how to fight them. Because you have me, we can take them. We can do this. He tells the Na'vi, with his tactical knowledge of the Marines, he can do the impossible. He can lead them to victory. But do you know what? Okay, I'm going to make myself bigger here. I'm going to make myself bigger. OBS, come here. This is very important. That's big enough. And do you know what? Do you know what he then chooses to do? He then takes the Na'vi, who have put all their trust in him, and he leads them in a frontal ground assault against the Marines so they can get their unobtainium and all that stuff. He leads them in a frontal assault, head-on charge. He charges. He doesn't even attempt to do any sort of like guerrilla warfare. He's like, I know their patrol patterns. I know the weakness in their armor. I know like how to pick them off one by one. Maybe like something about the power supply. There may be something that the knowledge that he could bring that would make a difference in the battle. But that's not what he does. With his vast knowledge of the Marines, he equips his people with spears and bows. He gets a gun. And they just charge. Ground assault. Just charge. Just run towards the enemy, and that's it. That was his strategy. Jake Sully deserved to lose that fight. He did. Jake Sully deserved to lose. It was only through the Deus Ex Machina, literal Deus Ex Anima, of Mother Ea, I guess, possessing all of the animals of the forest to join them in their charge that turned the tide of the battle, which, again, I cannot stress enough, they were losing badly because Jake Sully's whole approach was charge. That guy that we just ran over, that was Jake Sully. That was the Halo universe's Jake Sully. I know the game wants to make me feel bad about having just run over Jake Sully. I know the game wants me to feel guilty about this. Well then, no survivors. Cortana says, Cortana, there were never survivors here. There were no survivors to begin with. Sure, they had a pulse. There was still brain activity of a kind. But there were no survivors here, Cortana. There was only Jake Sully. A couple of Jake Sullys. Who, as I was in front of them, headlights on them, dived in front of the warthog after I attempted to evade them several times, threw themselves into the path of the warthog, much the same way Jake Sully threw the Na'vi into the path of the Wehrmacht, of... I'm not going to lose any sleep about this. If anything, I feel good. Master Chief has just made the whatever world they're in better. He has just saved the equivalent of the Na'vi. I can't. Cortana, I feel great about this. Oh, shoot. I stretch myself.